fellow cultists, welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. We pretty much tried everything we could to save from an ill fate. If you haven't seen that episode, please recap that we just left hanging around. Now, I don't know if anything new has been added to this game, so we might be entering unfamiliar territory. But this is probably going to be the same story as it was a couple years ago. But other than that, there is nothing new, as far as I know, on the sidebar. So we're just going to have to go back into it. It still has this cutesy sound, even though there's... right there is a garbled mess. So we are gonna go back to where we were the last time. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Yeah, we're doing this whole thing over again. We're starting from the very beginning, minus... There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with, so like baseball or something like that. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Ryoko. Well, that was weird. Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Been a while? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. We rarely talked. We were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. And mostly she's probably affecting the game somewhat. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little awkward. What did you come here for anyway? Oh, I have just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper here? Or markers? Right at the blackboard. I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? How about that? I actually quit the debate club. You quit? Yeah, to be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events, sort of like the club that I was a part of when I was in college. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. Literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? Haha. It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. And we know who that is. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. Well, technically, kinda it is. Regarding on the subject matter. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Zero Ryoko, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? I can't deny that face. Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome! You're really sweet, Zero Ryoko, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. Sold my soul? I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Whoosh! Oh, Jesus! Okay, I did not like that. I'm back. And I brought a guest with me. A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Zero Ryoko. All words escape me in the situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. And more ways than one. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? No, we're not that. What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Yes, and looks like Iron Mouse. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Zero Ryoko in the classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, don't tell me you let me know in advance before you brought anyone new. I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Zero? I feel that I shouldn't sit down. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club, but geez, I wonder why. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. It's like she knows something else too. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. No, I don't. The ones that found those two is Natsuki. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down a teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Yes. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Well, everybody likes tea. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Zero, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half-jokingly. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking, after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. Yeah, doesn't everybody find a comfort in reading something? But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might be as well be having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really? If a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I can't put it down. Yeah, I can't read right now. I just woke up from my nap. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Why is that? Well, Natsuki eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. Truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Haven't I heard this conversation before? Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we shall all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. Yes, we've had this conversation before. And right now, it's just winded circles. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Don't you agree as well, Zero? Yes. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back at me. That's not... Yeah, I'm still trying to wake up. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Zero Ryoko. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. Oh, I'm number 4. And the 4th person would have been... And the 4th one would have been Sayori. And I've been trying... Yeah. If we don't find one more before the festival... I am defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation, and besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. And they all perk up. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Zero? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. Oh, I'm expecting more scares later on. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Zero, Ryoko, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Zero, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Hehe. Right. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. Can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. What about Sayori? Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem? What is it? Oh shit! That was uncalled for. Happiness. Pink. Analysis? Okay. Fickle. Rose. Together. Ribbon. Rainbow. Stick. Dance. Ocean. Jump. Smile. Yeah, I'm getting all the Natsuki ones. Calm. Sing. Dream. Oh, which one? Clumsy? Fireworks. And childhood. And romance. There we go. I think we got most of them that were Natsuki. Hi again, Zero. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Now don't worry, this might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, no. Thanks for keeping... Also, the background is moving a little bit. I know you probably can't notice it, but... thanks for keeping your promise, Zero. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment to you. Making you dive headfirst into the literature club when you're not accustomed to it. Okay, no. This is not going well so far. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan on just coming here and hanging out or what. Yeah, the audio's acting a little funky too. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I can't read the first few texts. I have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Zero. We'll make sure to put you in a comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have the interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that and say that, okay, I'm feeling a little sick because of the way the background is moving, the way it's tilted. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. Oh no, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. And she's turning 2, and she's getting much closer. What is going on here? Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. Yes, and this whole thing is going... Ah, I see something in the back. You can probably see my mouse, but there is a picture of just hanging around. I can't believe I didn't notice that before, but that's something I don't want to think about. I look forward to hearing what you think. What'll happen if I click on the thing? Just snapped back. Okay, now things are getting a little heavy. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. And the picture's gone! I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her, in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in... She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized as someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know, anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box that she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can go through the glass door. I cannot read. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Zero. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. Okay, this is getting a little creepy. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. Features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. So it's almost like Doki Doki Literature Club, the cover of it anyway. It's exceedingly moe. Or moe. Don't just stand there. Ooh. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space, while she hopes I won't notice. Excuse me. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happening yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. You say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your mug with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. Shh. Shut the hell up. It's not just for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. It's just sort of like Twitter. Twitter is pretty much turning into a cesspool. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monika's kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So... Geez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah, I flipped the page. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she's started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki. Yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey! Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monika reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. Is it made out of whey? Then she throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. Why is it all quiet? I told her not to give... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Zero. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share poems now? Here we go again. Alright, so here's the first poem. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. That's very short and sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to see if there's like a hidden message in that, but I guess there isn't. And here's Yuri's poem, Ghost Under the Light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the ember glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to love with I flicker back. The last one is Monica, and at this point, the game is pretty much going to be continuing without me skipping over anything. Hi, Zero. Having a good time so far? Ah, yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Zero. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Like it, Zero? Oh, great. Even though none of her words showed up. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Ha ha ha. Oh, jeez. No. Kinda makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yup. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. I wish I could. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money, or leaves her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. But sometimes, yeah, her father sounds like a piece of shit. But sometimes she just loses all her strength and shuts down, like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know. Yes, and if you say that on Twitter, you'll be labeled as something god-awful. You see how Twitter has degraded over the past few years. Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's cause I sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out here. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So what do you think? It's very freeform, and if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yes, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. I don't know how it became popular. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Oh, so it's like lyrics to a song. Wait, was that inspiration behind this? What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. Epiphany? It's being influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that. Well, that's where we have Yuri, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. That sounds awfully familiar. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Yes, it is familiar. It's from the side stories. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing a bit. The music just played the wrong notes. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is the literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something on her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyes furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language, eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Zero did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing skill. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Zero liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Oh boy. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh. I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Zero appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ugh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose booze magically grew a size bigger as soon as Zero started showing up. I don't know about that. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! Talking out your own insecurities to others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me, look who's talking. You wanna be edgy, bitch? Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone for your mental age to comprehend what is happening to the screen. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? You want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. What is going... Do you think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing... Everything's very noisy. Just by dressing and acting cute, the only cute thing about it is how hard you try. Be careful, you might cut yourself on the edge, Yuri. My bad, you already do, don't you? You just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Ryoko hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me and as if she noticed I was standing there once with all the noise. Zero, man, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. I don't know. Yuri? Hey Zero, why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Sorry about that. I could not press any of the keyboards. I had to use the mouse. What the hell? They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my own foot down against others. You understand, right? I've seen stuff like that before in my college days. Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, jeez. She quickly runs away. Oh, dear. It looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. Well, I don't even know what she said. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Zero, Ryoko. Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget about all of it by tomorrow. Completely. Completely? Anyway, the meeting is over. You can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me. She wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. Ugh. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Zero. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. We just jumped into here. Okay. Poof. Skirt. Sunset. Dazzle. Milk. Determination. Sticky. Nibble. Fireworks. Hope. Dance. Feather. Skipping. Swimsuit. I don't know. I need to make Natsuki feel better. Kiss. Pink. Blanket. Peace. Fireflies. Doki Doki. What was that? What was that? Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. We're getting into dark territory. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. What is wrong with her? Hi, Yuri. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki is reading a manga at her desk. And surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room. About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate about apologize. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. And now you're apologizing. I know you really didn't mean it. Zero. Don't say those kind of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything is a little bit brighter with you around and... sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monica? No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either. Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calm Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. Worry about your own problems. Because Natsuki is very sensitive and Yuri's a little too intense. What did Yuri tell Natsuki that made her go into tears? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday. I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean anything of the things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday?
Whatever song you were buying, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything that anyway. It was the kind of person who worries too much about the little things near at you.
But... Oh my god! I'll accept your apology anyway, if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear, since I was a little afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Haha. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. What just happened? Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey! Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah, although something happened, I think Natsuki's memories and emotions just went through a loop. Well, Natsuki was... I was not! What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kinda just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good yet. Still, that must require a lot of dedication, so I'm still impressed. Well, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's... Monica looks at me. Well, I'm working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Zero. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you, anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see. I'm not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me. No, it was just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I chose not to bring up anything that the three of us talked about. Excuse me. Besides, Natsuki has already run off into the closet. Zero. Since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club. I suppose so. I don't think I could say no to you after you gave that book to me. Well, I guess I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting for me. After we finished reading yesterday, she's fine. She's reading over there.
Don't think about her so much. She's used to being ignored. Come on, we're going over there.
What? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book's titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines and that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse. And they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler. Why does this sound like something from a fictional story about, like, Frankenstein's army? But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Zero? Oh no, I am interested in the weird and bizarre. No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's Yuri that... it's just that... this kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you and to look at life from a strange new perspective, when horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be...
But because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyway, then so did we.
I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then, but it feels like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things in, like, the book... I don't know why that music fade out. When I let things like books and writing fill my... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I ended up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? That's not good. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine. If I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. Not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with somebody. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks as if she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Haha. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until... I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. And I guess this is a good place to stop. Things are starting to take turns. Now the thing is faded out again. But this time there's nothing to worry about. Anyway, this is probably a good place to stop. So we're gonna save. And we're going back to the desktop to see if there's anything new. There's new pictures. There's the new poems. Oh, there's new sketches, too. Select the word Doki Doki during the poem game, and we did just that. I don't know if these are concept drawings. It is concept sketches of the complete cast drawn by Kakifumi. Ah, so well done. Now, there's files that I should know about. There's the happy thoughts. It's still there. I hate this. I can't do anything. Nothing. No matter how many times you play, it's all the same. It would be really easy to kill myself right now, but that would mean I don't get to talk to you anymore. All I want is for you to hate them. Why is that so hard? Who sent that? Meeting notes? Nothing in there. Nothing in that either. Yeah, I forgot to mention this, but is gone. She's not in the files anymore. And there's the saves. I already made an poem words. Attributions. Oh, no, this is not what I'm looking for. See, I'm looking at the clock. It looks like something new has been added. Well, the save has. Nothing in the characters. I'm looking at the date, and that's today. I guess there's nothing else that needs to be found. At least not until next time. So until then, thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date, follow me on Twitter. If you want to see more of what I got, sub and ring. See you on the far side, and as always, anime forever. Bye-bye!